Welcome to the back pew. So this week, we're going to be hearing a reading from Matthew that tells us about an interaction between Jesus and his disciples. Peter starts it off by asking Jesus, well, when somebody in the church wrongs me, when they sin against me, how often should I forgive them? 7 times? Jesus' response is 7 times 70 or 77. It's written in a way that it looks like either way. But let's deal realistically with forgiveness. Do you count how often you forgive somebody? Do you count up and go, 77 times I've forgiven you, no more? Or do you count up 490 times? Or whatever that might be? Jesus' point is, forgiveness is to be given. He then tells a story about a generous man who is owed a lot by his servants, and he brings in his chief servant and he forgives him. But then that servant goes out, and the people who owed him money, he refused to forgive. You see, this forgiveness thing is tricky. We may forgive, but we don't forget, which in other words means, yeah, on the surface we're getting over it, but we're going to harbor it on the inside. You see, the reality is when we feel wronged, we get hurt, and then we react. Forgiveness is a balm to that. Not just for the person who has offended us, but really it is a balm for our souls. When we look at the cross of Jesus, what we see there is God absorbing all of the hurt. God, who has every right to smite the earth, every right to send all of us to damnation, instead chooses to love and forgive. Now, we want to hear this when it comes to our relationship with God. We certainly want to hear that God forgives us. We want to hear that promise. But see, here's how it works. Yes, God gives that willingly, lovingly, but we're also then drawn into a way of life that is a way of offering forgiveness. And that's where it gets tricky. Because we hold grudges, we hold memories, and we'll use them. So this week at First Lutheran Church Galveston, we're going to be talking about the power of forgiveness that's rooted in God's forgiveness of us. And we're going to explore what that might look like in our lives. I'd like for you, before you come this weekend, to be thinking through the power of forgiveness in your life. When is a time that somebody has forgiven you and it's made a world of difference? When is it that you have not forgiven? And what's that doing to you? That harboring of ill will. Think about it. I hope to see you this coming weekend at First Lutheran Church, Saturday at 5:30 or Sunday at 10 a.m. Remember, we've got faith formation going on at 8:45. Lots of good stuff happening. Also, we have lector and crucifer training this week at First Lutheran Church. I hope to see you here this weekend. If the back pew's been meaningful, please pass it along. And I pray you have a blessed rest of your week.